Guys, I'm Layla. Welcome to Raid Lore Stories. Today's lore story is going to be for Rakka Viletide. I was really excited to see that Raid started adding in stories for these newer champs as well too. And I think Rakka is just such a really cool, interesting looking revived champ. I love her aesthetics. I love what they did with her in the game. So with that, let's check out her lore story. Rakka's upbringing was not the kind she or her father would have wished for. Her father, the warlord Haka Grimbone, failed to produce any other offspring and hoped for a strong and militarily talented child to continue the family's legacy of leadership. For his forebears had been powerful generals that Gallon packed, with many kills and battles to their name. But as Rakka grew, she showed a proclivity for magics and alchemic sorcery, finding much effect in the transformation of harmless substances into deadly serums or toxic elixirs. To Haka's mind, such a fascination was unbecoming of the descendant of a great commander, and because of this, father and daughter rarely saw eye to eye. And in hope that things would change when Rakka came of age, Haka bestowed the rank of banner bearer upon her. It was her task to bear the standard of the warband Haka commanded, the fire axes, into battle, as well as to act as its herald and emissary. To Haka's surprise, Rakka embraced her new duties when her father's warband left the Red Spike Mountains to campaign against several free cities that had recently driven orc clans left behind after the Gallon Wars from their domains. What her father didn't know was that Rakka's enthusiasm had little to do with her wish to enhance the Grimbone name and reputation and everything to do with field testing her experiments. Being in the thick of the action was the best way to view the effects of her concoctions. Rakka's efforts soon met with disaster. She had created a sword whose toxic core poisoned anyone it cut, and through some mishap, she infected herself and lost her sight. Horrified, Haka forbade her from conducting any further experiments and demanded she give up her role as banner bearer. Rakka refused. If she had inherited one of her father's traits, it was his boneheaded determination. And the next month, Haka's host laid siege to the powerful citadel at Forngard and was faring poorly. Rakka wandered with the standard into the surrounding wilderness, telling her father that he was not to come looking for her. What transpired there is unknown, but many believe Rakka was communing with the spirits of the wild, seeking their guidance and aid in renewing herself and rediscovering her purpose. When she returned, banner still clutched in her fist, she was accompanied by a great flock of ravens and festooned with their jet black feathers. She claimed she saw through their eyes. Her unblinking stares and twitching motions seemed to confirm what she said as true. Haka worried that his only child had been driven to madness by her injury and toxins, and at first her demands only seemed to confirm his fears. She convinced him to feed some of the warband's cattle an unwholesome concoction she devised, and then, with the beasts sickened and died, had their carcasses launched by catapult over the high walls of Forngard. The effects on the garrison was also immediate. There was a virulent outbreak of disease which quickly whittled down the once impervious defenders. While the garrison was not wiped out, it was badly crippled, and the outcome of the siege for the defenders was thrown into further doubt when follow-up orc bombardments with more conventional munitions breached the walls. Scorning fears that she was too vulnerable or no true warrior to fight, Rakka demanded the honor of leading the assault. Haka, fearful but proud, granted it. By the time night fell, Rakka had planted her banner at the top walls next to the breach. Next morning, it flew from atop Forngard's keep. Rakka had secured her place within the annals of orc war stories. Though her father eventually died and the army he had built broke apart, she never gave up her banner, nor her talent for toxincraft. She became known as Rakka Viletide, and her concoctions have ever since sought out by warlords and clan chieftains. To this day, Rakka's presence is thought worth more than 100 mighty warriors. For while she can weaken her slave foes with wicked poisons, she can also brew tinctures that bring vigor to her allies. Though she travels across Teleria selling her skills to the highest bidder, some say that she is no mere mercenary, and that one day her old toxin-laced banner will fly in triumph at the head of a powerful warband of her own. Well, I'm not exactly so guys, I'm thinking she's a reviver, right? So she's supposed to revive, so I find it interesting that they kind of have her like, is there anything here? Like there's nothing here that kind of jives with this whole poison toxicology thing. If anything, it shows that she's supposed to be a reviver. She boosts tune meter, does healing, and granted her banner looks like it's oozing of something. I'm not really sure. Like her story doesn't really seem to fit her kit all that well. Like it fits the way that she looks, but doesn't exactly fit her kit. So I would love to know, what do you guys think of the story for Rakka? Do you feel the same way, or do you like the story? Drop me some comments down below, and thanks for watching.